7 years ago, I became internet famous. Almost. Infamous. Something like that. Anyway, remember if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. I was just thinking of like, what's a different kind of video I could do that I haven't talked about? And I guess this video will be about kind of a regret I have that I did not take advantage of when my pictures were being stolen on the internet so much. And I think it was around 7 years ago or something like that, because I looked up some websites where I can see people stealing my pictures. About 7 years ago or so, something like that, my pictures, like catfishing stuff of me, was happening a lot. And what happened is there was this looks website, right? You know, very, very petty website where you got to sign up, you got to be good looking enough. And I was insecure, whatever. And so I had just signed up to this website to see if I could get on it, feeling bad about myself, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I got on this looks website. And not only did I make it, I actually became the number one rated guy on the website on and off for, I don't know, maybe it was a few years or something like that. It's kind of weird now to think about it, right? And that probably sounds cool to be like, wow, you were the number one rated looking guy on a website or something like that. But the site wasn't that cool. It was basically, honestly, just a lot of sugar babies looking for rich guys and stuff like that. And there was some really weird shit. Like, man, like people wanted other people's super sperm. If you were like a good looking guy, they're like, donate your sperm. Weird rich people shit. And sugar babies and blah, 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 whatever. But because of that, and around the time too, a little bit before that, and again, I guess if video game people are watching this, you got to remember that, people think I post on 4chan a lot, or at least the video game stuff. I didn't really, God, you know what? I honestly cannot, I don't know. I'm not sure, dude. I'm sure before Dragon Ball Fighter Z came out, I don't know if I've posted on video game stuff more than once. We're gonna say once maybe I've posted just because of it if it exists. But like whenever I'm a nerd, so I've been on 4chan before. I mostly just browse like fit or fashion or something like that, or anime or something like that, or maybe I looked at hot girls or something like that. And I had posted a few times my picture and oh, what do you look like or something like that, but I didn't really look at video game stuff. I know, just to get that out of the way, because people got to remember, I didn't realize that the video game community hated me so much or made up so many lies about me winning all these tournaments till Dragon Ball Fighter came out. I knew people lied about me, but I didn't realize the extent of it. But anyway, so around that time that I became the number one looked person on this website, as I dropped my phone, my pictures started getting stolen a lot. And I started getting messages on Facebook like, why is your name Clayton here? Blah, blah, blah. I thought your name was Sander, or I thought your name was this. I thought your name was that. You stole my naked pictures, blah, blah. And I'm like, I had no idea who these people were. And I saw, websites of people saying they had gone out with me or whatever it is. I'll show an example. Or just like a girl making up fake stuff like, oh, imagine dating this guy, whatever like that. And legitimately, I have met some people from it, right? I mean, I guess you could say B-level movie actresses, not Brad Pitt famous or some shit like that, but I guess still Hollywood people, right? I mean, I know a sugar baby. She told me she used to go out with James Franco, and we have each other's phone numbers, and you know, I don't see any reason not to believe her from the life that she showed me she lives. I mean, it sounds plausible. You know what I mean? Some of these stories people tell me and what it looks like they're doing, it's fucking crazy, right? And this other girl, man, you can see she's been in movies and we have each other's phone numbers, so it's weird, but yeah, and I found out about this site. There's a site called Interpals. It's basically almost like an international ghetto dating site. It's supposed to mostly be, for language learning, but of course there's kind of that, um, that fantasy that someone across the world might like you, that, idea of a romance, having your own movie moment. And I saw my pictures were being stolen there a lot because people told me basically when they were messaging me, you stole my pictures. Why is your name Clayton here? And I checked it out. I know one girl told me at the time I was talking to her, there was 3 other people with my pictures talking to her at the same time. My pictures were being taken so much, dude. And boy, Interpals is such a fucking goddamn. There are so many stories I could tell about that site of just absolutely insane amount of people, dude. Just lots of really not mentally well people there. Some of the people you talk to. I'm still on it because I feel like I got to make it worth it. So I can't stay away. I feel like I always go back because also I want to make it worth it now that I've been there all these years later. But man, I could tell a lot of fucking crazy stories from that site. Man, crazy shit, dude. But anyway, I was just thinking of that because I'm like, man, it's been about, I feel like 7 years was when it was really kind of full blown with all these catfishing people. And it's something that I regret that I never really got to. Because, most people that, their pictures get stolen, they become famous. You know what I mean? And for me, it was always, I never took myself seriously, right? I don't think I'm that cool. You know what I mean? I was on the site because I was just feeling insecure. I just wanted, I'm sick. I want to see if I could get on it. So I've never been really even look at me. Again, the only reason I even made a Facebook back in the day was because, doctors are like, you could die. So I was like, I guess I got to catch up with people. Instagram, people are like, you got to have an Instagram. Like, it's just so hard for me to use, right? And God, I remember there was one guy on Instagram. I think he posted a picture. He stole a picture of mine. And I think my picture, I don't remember. It didn't get many likes, and this guy had like hundreds of likes or some shit like that, like instantly. And my fakes were becoming more famous than me. And it was insane, right? And then there was like even small internet memes about me on 4chan. I saw my pictures were getting stolen so much. And, I was no idea that it was going on to such an extent, right? But, it's like I said, a regret that I guess I didn't really take advantage of it as much as I should have. And I told that story many times now. I remember because, again, it was full blown, a lot of it when, there was that time about 5 years ago. Maybe it was like about 6 years ago if it was Pokemon Go, right? Or no, 7 years. Was it 7 years ago? Because it was the year before Pokemon Go that I could not walk, right? Whatever the year before Pokemon Go was, right? Yeah. So was that exactly that time? I guess it would have been, right? But, I told that part of the story so many times. I remember when my pictures were really being stolen so much, people had no idea just how sick I was, that I had 4 months where people were taking care of me on and off again. And, I was randomly Skyping people from around the world to prove I was real. And man, it was so crazy. I was having girls and I could show pictures. Man, should I put pictures in this video? You would not believe how smoking hot some of these girls were. And they had no idea that I was as sick as I was. And I've had girls literally get on Skype with me and start crying. They could not believe I was real. When I look at the pictures of myself, I'm like, wow, dude, I looked pretty goddamn fucking cool. Dude, insane. I don't know. I shouldn't have been so insecure, right? But man, and some of these girls actually have gone on to become models and everything like that. Of course, their life is, they were, man, that's depressing, right? That they thought I was so cool, or some of them did to that extent, I guess. And then now some of these girls are actually like internet famous themselves. You know what I mean? It's pretty weird, right? And I told that story that, I probably shouldn't even say story because it really happened. I don't even know if story is really the correct term when I talk about this because it sounds so fucking depressing. I remember, once I started moving around again and everything, I wanted to make the world a better place. And even when my pictures were being stolen so much, I took so much time out of my day, so to speak, right? Of course, I'm sick, so I wasn't doing much, but I was answering messages from like tons of gay dudes and all these dudes who I had no interest in whatsoever. But I thought, what else am I going to do? And I was answering hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I probably answered thousands of messages from people, having conversations with people, that I didn't really care about, so to speak, but I thought I could make the world a better place by, being friends with everybody and getting to know all these people. You know what I mean? And man, I've told stories about how I met other sick people, and I told the story of like the homeless thing. You know what I mean? Not like I was going out searching for homeless people, but once I started moving around again, taking time out of my day, I thought I could make the world a better place. You know what I mean? And I always think about that homeless story I talk about where I was in the bathroom with the guy and I was trying to give him food and I gave him water and the cereal, and he was like, well, how can I eat cereal with water? And I was like, man. And of course, I've talked about while all this was happening on the internet, as many girls that were spilling their spaghetti and just whoever it might be randomly messaging me, I was getting, hundreds and hundreds of like psychopaths too. You know what I mean? Messaging me talking about what a terrible person I am. They know about all the evil things I must do in life, and very fucking people that had no idea that I was sick, right? And I remember helping that homeless guy and he told me that shit and he was just like, well, how do I eat cereal with water? Where's the milk or whatever the exact quote he said. And I was just like, man, dude, what am I doing with my life, dude? I'm here in a bathroom with this homeless guy trying to help him, and no one has any idea that I'm doing this. And I'm going to go back home and I'm going to answer a bunch of messages of people that have seen my picture stolen or they think I've done this. I'll get the random messages where people think I'm cool, whatever, but they don't, either or, they don't know the actual life that I'm living. And I guess, man, it's a depressing ending, right? And there's no good magical ending to that story. But yeah, no, I was just thinking about that because it was about 7 years ago, and I saw this picture and I looked up the website again. And yeah, that's the story of when my pictures were really being stolen. I got number one on a looks website, and I had posted my picture on a few times on 4chan before, just being insecure, you know what I mean? And that really, and I ended up finding out that from that, some people really went ham and took those pictures, and I ended up finding out my pictures were being stolen all over the internet to a pretty big degree. I always feel like I got to be probably one of the most infamous catfishing people that did not become famous. And to close out the story, I've even heard that if we're talking about kind of red pill, blue pill, kind of like PUA social stuff, I've even had, some of these sugar babies, they even tell me, they're like, man, they're like, you know what I mean? They're like, it just seems so weird that you look like you do and you are not famous. So it makes people not trust you. You know what I mean? It makes it think that there's something wrong. You know what I mean? And most people, I'm talking about that girl that said she dated James Franco or whatever. And she's like, yeah, she's like, it just makes people think that, there must be something wrong with you. And they probably don't look to see that you have health problems. And it was just weird shit, dude, right? You know what I mean? And social proof too, right? And Instagram, all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Did this story have a point? I don't fucking know. Keeping the channel active though, the end, I guess. Oh, I guess something else funny too. I was actually getting banned from websites as well because people thought I was stealing the celebrities' pictures. They didn't think I was actually the real Clayton Chapman. Is that crazy, dude? I've actually been banned from sites before because they thought I was not the real person. Is that crazy, dude? Fuck me, dude.